Hello you guys. Sorry you're not like super duper well in the frame. I am just leaving. I dropped Skylar off at school and we are going back to the doctor's office. We have had a wild, absolutely wild, like, couple of days. Yesterday, Swayze started to, was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, she had like a really low grade fever, like 99.4. She was also getting 2 teeth, which is why I thought she had a fever. So I wasn't like super worried about it. Then yesterday morning, she kind of spiked a little bit higher fever. So I called our pediatrician's office and she said as long as I'm giving her, able to give her Tylenol and it brings her fever down, it's okay to just watch her and see how it goes. And if I can't keep it regulated or she's really fussy, to go ahead and bring her in. So all day she did like really pretty well. I kept giving her Tylenol. We do suppositories because she basically, when you put the medicine, if you put it like back far in her mouth, or we've tried to hide it in food or whatever, she'll literally just start gagging until she throws everything up in her stomach. It is ridiculous. So we do suppositories, and she doesn't, something they kind of bug her, but they don't like make her that mad. So I was giving her those all day yesterday, and then yesterday afternoon at like 4:30, which is not a good time to decide you need to go to the doctor, because the clinic, like our pediatrician's clinic office, they close at like 5. So I did call the office again and told her that Swayze's temperature, I'd given her more medicine, I'd given her more Tylenol like 30 minutes before I called, and her fever had only gotten up. She was in a terrible mood, like just not doing good at all. She looked awful. And so she said we definitely needed to bring her down, and they had an urgent care that was open until 7. So we left at like 5:15 or so and got there at 6. And they had a nurse practitioner there, which I said was fine. So we went and saw her, and they started with a chest x-ray, and that was, that made me cry a little bit. I had to hold Swayze's arms up, and then she sat on this teeny tiny little kind of saddle looking thing. She's talking behind me. She sat on this teeny tiny saddle, and they stretched their arms up above their head, and then they closed this plexiglass type cage thing around their bodies, and then they latch it shut. So it looks like a little baby like torture chamber. Like, it looks absolutely terrible. And I had to hold her arms up while they did it, and I was just all about started to cry. It was so terrible. So they did that first, and then they had to draw blood out of her arm, like when you're giving blood or when you have blood drawn. They did it just the same. They put the little band around her arm, and then they did it just the same as they would if you were an adult. And that was really hard to hold her down while they found a vein, and she just like hated it, obviously. After that, then they came in and they pricked her finger and they squeezed blood out of her finger. And then, let's see, before they did any of that, they taped a little bag like on her little girly bits. They wanted to get a urine sample. So fast forward to getting through all those tests. They thought they might have seen a little bit of something starting in one of her lungs, but the nurse practitioner said that she just wasn't like super confident about it. But they tried to give her ibuprofen, and I had told the nurse practitioner that we have a lot of issues with giving her oral medicine, and she told the nurse, and they decided that one of them would be able to get it down her, so they brought it in, and I was like, okay. Laid her down, they shot it in the back of her throat, and just like usual, she just like, everything started coming up. She just like, until she like throws everything up. She's truly talented. So they were both a nurse, and she was a little bit older gal. I think she'd probably been a nurse for a while. She said, I had never seen a kid do that. She said a lot of times they'll gag and choke and cough and act ridiculous, and then it's fine. They swallow it and they move on, and I was like, that'd be nice. So anyways, they decided, because we weren't going to be able to get anything like down her that way, to give her a shot of antibiotic, which, I don't know, kind of made me a little nervous, just because I know antibiotics help you, but they also kind of damage or, you know, hurt your immune system a little bit, I think. So I wasn't super excited about it, but that's what we did, and loaded her up, and we came back home, and we didn't get home till like 8:30 probably, so I just put a nighttime diaper on her, put her in her jammies, gave her a bottle because she was feeling really good. She didn't have a fever, and I put her in bed, and I checked on her, gosh, it would have been like maybe like two and a half hours later, and her fever was back up to 102 at that point, and she was not doing good, like didn't look good, didn't feel good. This was like 11:30, and then I kept listening to her breathe. I was laying there trying to go to sleep, and she was breathing really, like her nostrils were flaring, and you could hear like she was like shaking when she breathed in and breathed out, and it was just scary. Her little hands were ice cold, but the rest of her body was really hot. It was just a bad deal. So anyways, I called my mom and I called my sister, and we just decided it'd be better to take her back in. Went to the ER. The nurse there was really nice. She was super duper helpful. She was, you know, a nice lady. Everything was great with her. Then the doctor came in, and he was a jerk. We'd had all this testing done literally 6 hours prior, and he obviously, I mean, like, it wasn't his fault that he didn't have access to the records, but he wanted to do all the testing again. And I just said no, like, we weren't gonna do it again. It was torture for her. We had an appointment the next morning with our pediatrician who would have access to the records, so I just said no, and I said, let's just try and get some ibuprofen down her to drop her fever. He said a temperature, at that point it was 104 point something, and he said, or the nurse said above 104 they're at risk for having seizures, so I really wanted to at least get it down a little bit. So she literally held onto her and stuck the syringe, is it called a syringe with the medicine? Stuck it way, way back in her throat, just all of it. And I guess I never tried that. She probably got down half of it, which was better than any, you know, better than nothing. So we were okay with that, got her clothes on. We didn't really say a whole lot to the doctor. He was just a mean old man. And we came home, and I gave her a suppository when we got home, is what the nurse told me to do, and then she told me to wake her up at like 3 o'clock, no, 5 o'clock, and give her more of the Motrin. I woke up at 5 o'clock and checked her temperature, and she was doing really, really well. And I obviously didn't want to wait too long to give it to her because I didn't want it to completely wear off. But I did wait until like 6:30 to give it to her. So that worked out just fine. She Had that at 6:30. It's about 8 o'clock now, and her fever is still down really low, like 89, or really, or excuse me, 98. Sorry, 98 point something. So we're really doing good there, and I'm happy with it. We are going back to our pediatrician right now because we still don't really know like what's causing it. So that's what we're doing. But our first ER visit with Swayze was kind of a nightmare. We do have to drive 45 minutes to get to our medical facility, so it's kind of hard to, it was just a really long night. My sister came and stayed with Skylar and slept on our couch for a couple hours, and we were super happy that she could come and do that, but so we were exhausted. My husband and I probably slept for like gosh, not very long. But anyways, ooh, there's a train. Sorry, I've super rambled this whole time. We're gonna go to the doctor and figure out what's wrong. I brought her a little urine sample that we collected at home, and I will check back in with you guys later today when hopefully I know what's going on, and hopefully they don't have to do a bunch more testing. So wish us luck. Hello guys, we are back home. Swayze's here sitting with me playing. Do you want my phone? I should put my leg up so she doesn't roll off the couch. That's not funny. We went to see her pediatrician today, and she does not have pneumonia, which is what they told us they thought she had yesterday. They thought maybe she had pneumonia in her lungs, and that's not it. And so there, you can say hi. You want to say hi? Can you show me your smiles? Let Mama have that. You have this. He said possible ear infection, and she has a sore throat, possible ear infection. He said it could be something more like viral or bacterial, but where they'd already given her the shot of antibiotic last night at urgent care, he said there's really no reason to like pinpoint exactly what it is. He said either way, like, we're gonna end up with the same result. So the goal is to get her better. So she does not take medicine orally. All the nurses, all the doctors, myself, my mom, my grandma, we all try to go to take medicine orally. And we can usually get it down her okay. She'll just start making herself gag until she throws up everything that she's had in the last 6 or so hours. Because she's just that talented. So they weren't able to get her to take an antibiotic orally, so they did have to give her a shot again today, and we might have to do one more tomorrow. So 3 shots total, and he said that that would cure it all up. So we're just gonna keep doing, we've done suppositories. He said to be a little bit careful with those, not to use too many because they can kind of irritate their rectum. So we fight getting Motrin. I'm hoping she gets a little bit when we do it, so we'll see. But that's kind of what we're doing right now. She's in a much better mood. Her temperature is down quite a bit, so that's good. I just had lunch, and I'm gonna try and give Swayze a little bit more bottle. She can't handle like a full like 6 or 7 ounce bottle like she usually does, so I've just been trying to give her like 3 to 4 ounces every couple hours. I do want to show you guys, I'm going to take you upstairs. We're having our bedroom furniture refinished and painted, and the guy is coming tomorrow to do that. So we have to get everything emptied, moved to the garage, and we have to get like the knobs and stuff taken off. But I wanted to show you kind of what they look like now, and then maybe I'll be able to see a little bit of the process, and then I can show you what they look like after. So I'll take you upstairs and show you the process. Okay. She was just wearing something different, and yeah, she had like the biggest, prettiest blowout she's ever had.
Okay.
So, whoa. Here is, oh my Lanta, okay. Here is our dressers. Ignore the clothes pulping out of the tops. Here is one. And then we have this long hunk of Burnin' Love, and then we have 2 nightstands like that. Now, we just got this headboard on our bed, and I like it because it's got like that thing that goes around it. Anyways, so these are kind of like an off-white cream color with an orange toned, like stained wood on top. And in our old house, we had a lot of like tans and beiges and stuff. But now like we have a lot more grays and stuff like that. So they really like no longer work for our color scheme anymore. So we thought about going out and just buying like completely new ones, but we kind of decided that we could just have these painted. They're really like, they're really solid. We like the style of them. They are minimally used, like they're not beat up or anything at all. So we just decided there's a guy that's gonna come and sand them and paint them and get them looking super matchable to our bedroom. So I'm super excited to do that. Swayze, come sit over here. Woo! Okay, I'll show you the color that we're gonna do. This is, let's see, Focus. Is that it? Yes. Asher. Wait, no, I'm on the wrong one. No, I'm not. Come on. Oh yeah, Asher Gray. And this is out of the Sherwin-Williams color book. And my mom always buys the Sherwin-Williams color books whenever they come out with a new swatch book, just because we're always buying paint. We're always needing swatch books. So it's a lot easier just to buy those. And then whenever we need paint, we can just whip it out. Otherwise, you basically have to go to Walmart or wherever you get paint, True Value or wherever, and get swatches, bring them home, because it's totally different when you, oh, I should stop moving, I'm really screwing up the light. It's totally different like wherever you go, so you have to be super careful about your lighting. And I've totally made that mistake in the past by not checking the paint swatch out at your, wherever you're gonna paint it, so you just have to be like kind of careful about that. So it's kind of nice that we always have those, but that's what we're gonna do. He's gonna be here tomorrow. He said between 8 and 9 in the morning. So tonight Trevor and I will have to empty all of them. Trevor's gonna bring some boxes home from work, and we're going to empty all of those, and we have to move them down into the garage. And then he also wanted us to take the hardware off and probably just take the drawers out at that point. So Trevor and I kind of have our work cut out for us tonight, but it'll be super worth it. We have to do something because they like do not match our like bed set anymore. So I'm also going to be ordering our family pictures. So I'm super excited to get finally kind of like getting our house more, not more put together, but a little bit more put together. So I'll probably do like a, I don't know, house tour, like an updated bedroom tour. She's ready for a nap. So anyways, maybe I'll do a tour like that or something as soon as I get it all done, which it should be done in maybe a week or two. So anyways, I wanted to show you that stuff. So we'll check back in with y'all later.